The relentless march of seconds, minutes, hours. We live our lives by it, plan our futures around it, and remember our pasts through its linear progression. Time. It feels as fundamental as gravity, as real as the ground beneath our feet. But what if I told you that the very fabric of time, as you experience it, might be nothing more than a magnificent illusion? A grand construct meticulously woven by the most complex machine in the known universe, your own brain. For centuries, philosophers and scientists have grappled with the true nature of time. Is it an objective, external force, flowing independently of us? Or is it something far more personal, a subjective reality generated from within? Today, we're diving deep into cutting-edge physics and neuroscience to uncover a mind-bending truth: how your brain doesn't just perceive the now, it actively creates it. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about time. From the moment we wake up, our lives are governed by time. We set alarms, adhere to schedules, meet deadlines. We recall cherished memories from the past and meticulously plan for future events, from a simple dinner reservation to a lifelong career. This linear progression of past, present, and future feels inherently logical, a universal constant that dictates the rhythm of existence. We mark its passage with clocks, sundials, and atomic precision, confident that a second in New York is the same second in Tokyo, and that yesterday is irrevocably behind us, while tomorrow awaits. This intuitive understanding of time, however, begins to fray at the edges when we consider our subjective experiences. Haven't you noticed how time seems to drag when you're bored, yet flies by when you're engrossed in something you love? A 5-minute wait for a bus can feel like an eternity, while an entire afternoon spent with friends vanishes in a blink. These common phenomena hint at a deeper, more complex reality. Our perception of time isn't always a faithful reflection of the clock on the wall. It's here, in the subtle discrepancies between objective measurement and subjective experience, that science begins to challenge our most fundamental assumptions about time itself. Humanity's fascination with time is as old as consciousness itself, from the earliest stargazers charting celestial movements to ancient philosophers debating its essence. We have yearned to comprehend this elusive dimension. Is it a river, flowing ever onward? A static landscape we merely traverse? Or something else entirely? This desire isn't just academic. It's deeply personal. Understanding time, or its true nature, feels like unlocking a fundamental secret of the universe, and perhaps of our own existence. If time is indeed an illusion, a construct of our minds, then what does that mean for our memories, our aspirations, our very sense of self? The implications are profound, inviting us to look beyond the ticking clock and into the very mechanisms of perception. This quest for understanding has driven some of the greatest minds in history. Isaac Newton saw time as an absolute, flowing uniformly without relation to anything external. Albert Einstein, however, shattered that notion with his theories of relativity, revealing time as relative, interwoven with space, and capable of being warped by gravity and speed. But even Einstein's revolutionary insights didn't fully reconcile time with the bizarre rules of the quantum world. This enduring mystery, this tantalizing possibility that our most fundamental experience is a grand deception, fuels our desire to uncover the truth. How does our brain, this incredible biological computer, conjure the sensation of now from what might be a timeless reality? Here's where the plot thickens, and our comfortable understanding of time begins to unravel. Modern science presents us with a profound conflict, a schism in our understanding of reality that challenges the very notion of time as a fundamental entity. This conflict arises from two pillars of modern physics: quantum mechanics and general relativity. On one hand, Einstein's theory of general relativity beautifully describes the universe on a grand scale: planets, stars, galaxies. In this realm, time is not a separate, absolute entity, but rather interwoven with space, forming a flexible fabric called space-time. It can be stretched and compressed by gravity and speed, meaning time passes differently for observers in different gravitational fields or moving at different velocities. This is why astronauts age ever so slightly slower than people on Earth. Time here is relative, a dynamic component of the cosmos. Yet when we delve into the subatomic world, the realm of quantum mechanics, time behaves very differently. Here, Time is often treated as a fixed external parameter, an unyielding backdrop against which quantum events unfold. This fundamental disagreement, the problem of time, has been a persistent thorn in the side of physicists trying to formulate a unified theory of everything. Some cutting-edge theories propose a radical solution. Time isn't fundamental at all, but an emergent property, a kind of cosmic illusion. One fascinating concept is the Page and Wootters mechanism, first proposed in 1983. This theory suggests that time emerges for an object through its quantum entanglement with another object acting as a clock. Imagine two particles inextricably linked, even across vast distances. Their correlation, their entangled state, could be what gives rise to the sensation of time passing. For a system that isn't entangled, time, in this view, simply wouldn't exist. It's a mind-bending idea. Our universe might be fundamentally timeless, and our experience of time is merely a manifestation of these quantum correlations. But the illusion of time isn't just a quantum phenomenon. It's also deeply rooted in the very architecture of our brains. While physicists debate time's cosmic origins, neuroscientists are uncovering how our brains actively construct our subjective experience of duration, sequence, and the now. One prominent theory is the internal clock model, also known as the scalar expectancy theory. This model posits that our brain has an internal pacemaker that generates impulses. A switch, controlled by our attention, opens and closes, allowing these impulses to flow into an accumulator. The more impulses accumulated, the longer the perceived duration. So if you're paying close attention to a task, your internal switch might stay open longer, leading to a perception of more impulses and thus a longer duration. This intricate process isn't localized to a single time center in the brain. Instead, it's a complex symphony involving multiple regions. The frontal cortex for planning and decision-making, the parietal cortex for spatial awareness, the basal ganglia for motor control and timing, the cerebellum for precise timing of movements, and the hippocampus for memory formation. These areas work in concert, integrating sensory information, memories, and emotional states to create our coherent sense of time. This distributed network also explains why our perception of time is so fluid and easily distorted. When we're experiencing strong emotions, fear, joy, boredom, our brain's internal clock can speed up or slow down. A thrilling moment might feel like it lasts forever, while a tedious lecture drags on endlessly. Our level of attention, our memories, and even certain neurological conditions like ADHD or Parkinson's disease can profoundly alter our subjective experience of time. It's a testament to the brain's incredible flexibility, but also a powerful indicator that the now we experience is not a fixed, objective reality, but a dynamic, personalized construction. So what happens when we bring these two seemingly disparate worlds, the quantum realm of emergent time and the neurological landscape of subjective perception, together? The profound realization is this: the time we experience, the linear progression of moments from past to future, is not an external, independent river that we simply float down. Instead, it is a sophisticated internal construct, a magnificent symphony orchestrated by our brains, possibly even arising from the fundamental entanglement of the universe itself. Think of your brain not just as a passive receiver of time, but as an active, brilliant film editor. It takes countless sensory inputs, fragments of information, and quantum correlations, and then meticulously cuts, splices, and arranges them into a coherent narrative we call reality. The now isn't a universal, infinitely thin slice of existence. It's a constructed moment, a window of perception that our brain actively stitches together from a continuous flow of information. This window can expand or contract based on our emotional state, our focus, and even our age. For a child, a single summer day can feel like an eternity, packed with novel experiences. For an adult, years can blur into a fleeting memory. This isn't just a trick of memory, it's the brain's dynamic way of creating our temporal reality. This means that our perception of time is not a flaw, but a feature. It's how our biological systems make sense of a universe that, at its deepest levels, might not have a built-in clock. Our brains provide the clock, the calendar, and the narrative arc, allowing us to navigate, learn, and thrive in a world that would otherwise be a timeless, chaotic jumble of quantum events. The now is not given, it is made. And understanding this empowers us to see our subjective experience not as a deviation from reality, but as the very mechanism by which reality becomes meaningful to us. So, if time is indeed this intricate illusion, a grand construction of our minds and the universe's quantum dance, what are the profound implications for how we live? Firstly, it liberates us from the rigid objective clock. Our past isn't just a fixed sequence of events, it's a narrative constantly being re-edited and reinterpreted by our present self. Our future isn't a predetermined path. It's a canvas we paint with our intentions and actions, influenced by our ever-evolving perception of time. This understanding can empower us. By recognizing that our brain actively shapes our temporal experience, we gain a measure of control. When we are fully present, engaged, and mindful, we can slow down the perceived rush of life, savoring moments that might otherwise fly by. Conversely, by shifting our focus and finding purpose, we can make challenging periods feel less arduous. It encourages us to be more intentional with our attention, knowing that where our focus goes, our perception of time follows. Beyond personal empowerment, this research has significant implications for fields like psychology and medicine. Understanding how the brain constructs time can lead to new insights into conditions where time perception is altered, such as ADHD, depression, or Parkinson's disease. Imagine therapies designed to help individuals regain a more balanced sense of time, improving their quality of life. It also opens doors to deeper philosophical inquiries, blurring the lines between physics, biology, and consciousness, and inviting us to reconsider our place in a universe where even time itself might be a product of observation. So after this journey through the quantum foam and the neural pathways, what do you think? Is time an illusion? How does your brain create your now? Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever felt time warp around you? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear how this concept resonates with you. If this video sparked your curiosity and made you question reality, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more mind-bending science, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. And if you want to explore further, check out the links in the description for the scientific papers and resources we discussed today. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the now is yours to create.